Last month, I made a video about Arab colognes replacing French luxury, and the fragrance community roasted me for it. They were right about one thing. I picked the wrong dupe for Parfums de Marly Layton. The real Layton clone isn't Lattafa Oud, it's Haramain Detour Noir. 50 different collectors in the comments told me the same thing. I owe you a video that gets it right, so here's what actually works. 5 colognes I've now verified through Reddit, Fragrantica, and actual side-by-side reviews from the fragrance community. Every one of these is a match the collectors themselves recommend. Every one of them costs under $50. And every one of them smells like a cologne rich men are paying $400 to spray. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which bottles to buy, and which department store spray you can finally stop overpaying for. Let me show you what the community actually agrees on. Number 5. Haramain Detour Noir. This is the one you told me about, the bottle I should have named the first time. Let me get it right now. Parfums de Marly Layton was released in 2016. Apple, bergamot, cardamom up top, geranium and lavender in the heart, vanilla, sandalwood, and guaiac wood in the base. The bottle retails at $355 for 125 milliliters. Layton became the signature scent of the mid-luxury cologne market, the bottle every guy in finance and consulting has quietly been wearing to office parties for the last 5 years. Haramain Detour Noir launched in 2022. The scent profile reads like a Layton spec sheet. Apple, cardamom, bergamot in the opening. Warm, creamy vanilla in the heart. Sandalwood and warm woods in the dry down. Retail, around $35. Side-by-side reviews across Reddit, Fragrantica, and the fragrance YouTube community consistently rate the Detour Noir versus Layton match at 9.5 out of 10. Multiple reviewers describe them as functionally indistinguishable in the middle and dry down. The opening on Detour Noir hits slightly sweeter for the first 30 minutes. After that, the two scents converge and stay converged for the rest of the wear. A man wearing Detour Noir to a business dinner smells like a Layton wearer sitting at the next table. The compliments happen in the same room. The bottle at home cost $320 less. This is the one. The community was right. I was wrong the first time. Fixed. Number 4. Armaf Club de Nuit Intense Man. The cologne that started the modern dupe movement. This one I got right the first time. Creed Aventus was launched in 2010 to commemorate the brand's 250th anniversary. Pineapple, bergamot, and black currant open the scent, smoky birch and patchouli in the heart, musk, oak moss, and vanilla in the base. It became the most successful luxury cologne of the 2010s. Retail sits at $475 for 100 milliliters. In 2016, Armaf released Club de Nuit Intense Man from the Dubai workshop. Same opening trio of pineapple, bergamot, black currant. Same smoky birch dominating the heart. Same musky vanilla base. Retail, $35. Side-by-side reviews across Reddit's fragrance community consistently rate the match at 9 out of 10. Some reviewers argue Club de Nuit projects slightly harder in the opening 30 minutes and settles into a more linear dry down than Aventus. But at $40, the comparison isn't fair anymore. It's a different value proposition entirely. A man wearing Club de Nuit to a wedding gets the same compliments as the man wearing Aventus at the same wedding. He keeps $440 in his pocket. This one's been community verified for 8 years running. Number 3. Lattafa Khamrah. The Middle Eastern gourmand that quietly destroyed one of the hottest French luxury launches of the last 5 years. Kayali Yum Pistachio Gelato, launched in 2023. Pistachio, whipped cream, vanilla, and a warm musk base. The bottle retails around $120 for 50 milliliters. Kayali's parent company Huda Beauty positioned it as the next viral gourmand cologne. It became the gift that every guy in his 20s got last Christmas. Lattafa Khamrah launched in 2022, a year earlier than the Kayali. Cinnamon, dates, nutmeg in the opening. Vanilla and warm gourmand notes in the heart. Amber and smooth benzoin in the dry down. Retail, around $45 for 100 milliliters. The overlap between Khamrah and the modern gourmand cologne category is significant. It's not a direct Yum Pistachio Gelato dupe, it's the broader gourmand family the Kayali sits inside. Reviewers describe Khamrah as more complex than the Kayali, deeper spice, longer dry down, better longevity. Compare it to a bottle like MFK Grand Soir at $325, a French luxury gourmand that competes in the same territory. The community consensus rates Khamrah as sitting between MFK Grand Soir and Kilian Angel's share on the gourmand spectrum, at 1/10 the price of either. A man wearing Khamrah to a dinner in the fall or winter smells like something the room can't place, because the room isn't trained to identify it. The compliment happens, the stranger asks. The wearer names the bottle. The stranger goes home and orders it. That's the entire mechanic of how these Arab houses are quietly building global cult followings. Number 2. Lattafa Velvet Oud. The cologne that made Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille redundant overnight, with one caveat. Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille was released in 2007 as part of the private blend collection. Tobacco leaf, vanilla, cacao, dried fruits, spices. A warm, spicy gourmand that became the signature scent of every man in Manhattan finance for the next decade. Retail sits at $385 for 50 milliliters. Lattafa released Velvet Oud in 2021. Tobacco leaf, vanilla, oud, dried fruits, warm spices. The scent reads like a slightly oud-leaning cousin of Tobacco Vanille. Retail, around $40 for 100 milliliters. Here's what I got wrong last time. Velvet Oud is not a direct Tobacco Vanille dupe. The community agrees on that. It's a cousin. It shares the Tobacco Vanilla warm spice DNA, but the oud in Velvet Oud gives it a darker, more masculine cast than Tobacco Vanille has. If you want a straight Tobacco Vanille clone, the better community pick is Lattafa Anna Abiyed Rouge. That's the honest match. But the reason Velvet Oud is on this list at number 2, the fragrance community consistently rates it as better than Tobacco Vanille for daily wear. Reviewers describe it as the Tom Ford I actually wear because I don't have to think about the price. At $40 a bottle, you can spray it 3 times a day and not feel it. The Tom Ford at $385 becomes a trophy. It sits on the shelf. You wear it once a month. The Velvet Oud gets worn constantly, and the cologne you don't wear isn't a cologne. It's a museum piece. Velvet Oud wins on frequency of use alone. Number 1. Xerjoff Naxos, with the community-verified dupe, Haramain L'Aventure Amber. Let me get one right at number 1. This one, the community actually agrees on. Xerjoff Naxos launched in 2015 as part of the Xerjoff 1861 collection. Honey, tobacco leaf, lavender, and warm vanilla. Retail sits at $380 for 50 milliliters. Naxos became the sleeper hit of the ultra-premium tobacco vanilla category. The bottle serious collectors reach for when they've already worn Tobacco Vanille to death. Haramain L'Aventure Amber, launched in 2019. Sweet tobacco, honey-like vanilla, warm amber, and lavender in the opening. The scent profile matches Naxos so closely that fragrance reviewers routinely refer to L'Aventure Amber as the Naxos clone in Reddit threads. Retail, around $45 for 100 milliliters. The match rating across the fragrance community for L'Aventure Amber versus Naxos sits at 9 out of 10. Some reviewers describe L'Aventure Amber as slightly less refined in the opening, but nearly identical from the 30-minute mark onward. Longevity is comparable. Projection is comparable. Compliment count is comparable. A man wearing L'Aventure Amber to a fall dinner is wearing the same tobacco honey vanilla profile that Naxos owners are paying 8 times more for. The wearer smells wealthy. He kept $335. L'Aventure Amber is the number 1 pick because the match is real, the price gap is enormous, and the fragrance community has been recommending it to each other for years, while designer houses pretended the alternative didn't exist. 5 bottles. Every one of them community verified this time. Every one of them a match the fragrance forums actually stand behind. The Western fragrance industry has built its pricing on 3 things: the celebrity face, the bottle design, and the boutique location. The perfume itself accounts for under 10% of the retail price on most luxury fragrances. The other 90% pays for the marketing apparatus. The Middle Eastern houses skip the apparatus. They source from the same suppliers in Grasse and Mumbai. They distill the same oud from the same Indonesian forests. They use the same synthetics from the same Swiss chemistry labs. The perfume ingredients are close to identical. Only the marketing budget differs. The men who wear Detour Noir, Club de Nuit, Khamrah, Velvet Oud, and L'Aventure Amber aren't wearing the discount versions of luxury colognes. They're wearing colognes made from the same raw materials as the luxury versions, at a fraction of the price, because they understood the supply chain that the department stores don't want you asking about. The luxury bottle on the dresser at home is what impresses guests who visit. The cologne you actually wear is what impresses everyone else. Only one of those matters. The fragrance community has been quietly telling each other this for a decade. Now you know too.